who's playing communal politics. Can a union minister officially go ahead and contradict the position of the union government on an issue so important such as terror, that too regarding a group which has been bleeding the country over the last few years? With us today in our studios in Delhi, Subramaniam Swamy, President of the Janata Party; Smriti Irani, Vice President of the Bharatiya Janata Party from Mumbai; Bharat Kumar Raut, Senior MP of the Rajya Sabha in the Shiv Sena; Kumar Ketkar, Chief Editor of the Daily Divya Marathi of the Bhaskar Group. Thank you very much. Representing the Congress this evening, Abid Rasool Khan, Chairman of the Minorities Commission of Andhra Pradesh, and Rajiv Tyagi, Congress leader, joining us from Delhi. Thank you very much. Aslam Ghoni of the National Conference should be joining the debate in a few minutes if we get the line up with him. So Abid Rasool Khan, it's ridiculous. A few days back, someone in the Congress party contradicts the Prime Minister. And now your Union Minister Rahman Khan contradicts your Home Minister and your Prime Minister and your entire government and says he doesn't know that the Indian Mujahideen exists. I mean, there has to be a point at which you keep your political interest aside and keep national interest ahead. Don't you think?
Yeah, first of all, Arnab, I am speaking as an Indian, not representing any political party. And as far as your question goes, I would like to say that I believe in the investigation of CBI and NIA and IB. And when they say that IM is there, taking their version, I believe that there is an outfit like IM. But what Mr. Rahman Khan has said and what is his information, I'm not privy to that. He is a union minister.
He
if
has
he's
no
got
information.
some classified information with him,
What classified information will he have? That's
I have no
ridiculous. What classified information? What classified information will the minorities minister
I really
have
have no,
Home Minister does
I'm
not
privy
have?
to that information, but
No, there is no information. He can have no access to
I'm
classified
telling you very
information that the
clearly
Home
that-
Minister does not have. Why are you clutching at straws again?
I really don't know. I really don't know. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I as a person believe that whatever the CBI investigates, whatever the NIA investigates, and they come up with a finding that IM is there, I believe IM is there. And I would like to also add on to this, that whatever may be the outfit, whether it is IM, whether it is Sanatan Sanstha, whether it is Bajrang Dal, any outfit which is involved in terror has to be condemned by one and all.
No. You see, the problem is, I'll tell you the problem. You see, the problem is this hands-off policy. We're getting a first contradiction from Bharat Kumar Raut. Go ahead, Mr. Raut.
Yeah, I would like to say, yes, now it's good that you are admitting that you are going by the version of the Chief Home Minister and other investigating agencies. The question is, why are you bringing other Hindu organizations like Bajrang Dal? Where is the comparison? This is again making false remarks. And
I will come to that, Mr.
No,
Bharat
but no,
Kumar,
when Mr. Rahman Khan says that Indian Mujahideen does not exist,
who has been convicted for 10 years in bomb blast of Goa and Bombay, and your own Chief Minister from Goa goes and meets them in the jail. What is there to contradict in that? It is all a fact and record.
Now, you want to make everything a communal issue?
No, exactly.
If you want to make everything a communal issue, I think it should be said on record.
Because
I'll tell. No, 1 second.
He has started it. Mr. Bharat Kumar has started it. I have been very candid.
I have not started. You first made the comment that they are to be condemned. You said that they are to be condemned. You are saying that they are to be condemned. Where is the question of condemning them now? You condemn Indian Mujahideen. That is the organization in question, not Bajrang Dal.
Let's get Rajiv Tyagi. Let's get the second Congress voice. I don't know if the second Congress voice will go out there and say that he's embarrassed at his what his Union Minorities Affairs Minister has said. Are you embarrassed? Are you ashamed of what Rahman Khan has said? Do you think he should be sacked from the cabinet for saying something like this? Mr. Tyagi?
Mr. Arnav, it's a dream come true for me to be facing you on Times Now, because I have come first time to your channel. And I appreciate you that you are honest enough to your profession and you are candid enough. And I have watched you several times. But the point is, Mr. Rahman has said only one thing, that there is a general perception among Muslims that they don't buy the story that IM is there. But the point is, every Muslim is for the nation, every Hindu is for the nation. But the BJP is doing communal politics. That's why they smell rat in all things about the Muslims. That is the point, basically.
No, it's not
And
a Hindu-Muslim
this was the
issue.
time to raise these type of issues.
It's not a Hindu-Muslim issue. No,
I know that.
it's not. You know, that's the problem here. That's the basic problem, Mr. Tyagi. Thank you for expressing your happiness at coming on the Newshour tonight. May I reciprocate the same? But may I also tell you, most respectfully, that Rahman Khan says he believes the popular perception among Muslims is that the Indian Mujahideen does not exist. Who is Rahman Khan to speak for the Muslim community? Has he done a poll? Has he asked every Muslim in this country whether he believes that? If he hasn't, then he's speaking an untruth.
I would like to
no,
put a
he's
straight
speaking an
question to you
untruth.
also.
He's speaking an untruth. He's contradicting the Ministry of Home Affairs. He's saying the government of India is out of touch with the views of Indian Muslims. Worse, he's claiming that the Indian Mujahideen is a fictitious creation of the Indian state. Can that be allowed? Can that be allowed, Kumar Ketkar? Can that be allowed?
Well, actually speaking, this is not a new point.
Mr. Arnav, I would
Justice
like to say
Kaju
something
had
to
been
you
saying this
regarding
for quite some time.
Yeah.
And the only people who can make a positive statement about this is the Home Ministry. And after Home Ministry has spoken, I don't think anybody needs to be spoken.
No, so why is he saying this?
So that's why he should not say it.
It's
And
pure
but at
communal
present in
politics.
Congress, at present in Congress, everybody is speaking in his own voice.
Yeah, so everyone's speaking in their own voice.
In Congress at present is a total cacophony, and everybody is talking the way Raj Babbar talked about 12 rupees meal. The way, everybody is talking his own language, and despite Rahul Gandhi's very recent remark that please avoid making controversial and
You think this is all
absurd
accidental?
statements.
There's no design to this? You think it's accidental?
I think when cacophony starts, there is no design for cacophony.
You really?
I would say
No, I don't think cacophony is. I don't think cacophony has
You
design
think this
in
is
it.
all just happening? It's a coincidence.
I think it is just individualism and egos of various people expressing themselves.
Tough.
I would like to chip in. I would say that I would like to contradict here. This is a design to divert people's attention. I give one incident. When the attack on Mumbai happened 5 years ago,
Yeah.
that time when everybody knew that they were the terrorists who had entered on the seashore of Mumbai and had attacked, and Karkare and other cops were killed in that. At that time, on the footsteps of Parliament, his predecessor, Minority Affairs Minister A.R. Antule, made a comment indicating that Karkare was killed not by the terrorists but by someone else, and he meant the Hindu
Who did this?
A.R. Antule, who is the former chief.
What do you think of what
and-
Advani
and-
did?
And
What do you think of what Advani did? Let me ask that question to Subramaniam Swamy, because L.K. Advani accused the ATS of acting in a politically motivated and unprofessional manner when he alleged, Subramaniam Swamy, that it has become clear that the ATS was acting in a politically motivated unprofessional manner after going through her, that is Sadhvi Pragya's affidavit. He says, I have to express my shock and outrage, which I am sure all Indians will share, in view of the shocking charges made by the ATS against the ATS by the Sadhvi and the fact that the present investigating team has lost all moral authority. I demand a change in the present ATS team and a judicial inquiry into the charges made by Sadhvi Pragya. So the question here is this: if questioning, one second, is it a case of pot calling the kettle black? If questioning the Batla House encounter Subramaniam Swamy is an insult to Mohan Sharma, don't you think it was also wrong of your leaders, as in Mr. Advani, to have questioned the integrity of Hemant Karkare? He was alive then, before 26/11 happened.
And not only that, even Samna.
Yeah, so
Samna and Shiv Sena condemned.
Subramaniam Swamy, please answer that. That question is Subramaniam
we are
Swamy.
diverting the issue.
No, I don't think I am.
Here, Antule or
No, I
Mr.
don't think I am.
Rahman, they are part of the government.
How am I contradicting these?
Hemant Karkare was considered.
No, how am I contradicting?
Hemant Karkare
No.
was attacked.
One sec. Smriti Irani and Subramaniam Swamy have not spoken. No, one sec. Gentlemen, two things here. First of all, I'm not trying to balance this out. Smriti Irani and Subramaniam Swamy have not spoken. The limited point I'm making here is, it's terrible what Rahman Khan is doing. It's irresponsible what Rahman Khan is doing. But how responsible have BJP leaders been in the past? Subramaniam Swamy.
Well, first of all, you called me to this debate on this IM question. Do you want me to speak on that or on what Mr. Advani said?
Well, don't you think what Mr. Advani says has some relevance in the context of the debate we are now having?
Advani is a man who knows the law, and when you find that after years the charge sheet has not been filed against Sadhvi Pragya, he is very right to assume that this whole thing is a cooked up thing. Otherwise, what is the delay? It never heard that it should take 5 years to file, and even after 5 years they haven't filed a charge sheet.
No.
And this, on top of that, When Samjhauta Express, the government has given material to the United States has had it LET declared as a terrorist organization, and now the United States still insists that LET is responsible for Samjhauta Express, but the government of India says that Sadhvi Pragya is responsible and not able to file a charge sheet. What is one to assume? The only thing that can assume is that what Advani said.
No, the question is...
Let me get back to the IM.
Don't you think there's a broader question here? I see a hand go up. Smriti Irani, I'm sorry to come to you last, but I see another hand go up. Aslam Ghoni, welcome into the debate. But before that, Mr. Abid Rasool Khan, I will come to you. But before that, let me ask that question to Smriti Irani. Then we'll have an open session. The question here is this, Smriti Irani. The question of what Rahman Khan has done is terrible. He has no business saying the Indian Mujahideen does not exist. But the other question is that when it is convenient for the political class, then very conveniently it forgets its own responsibility and it contradicts the state. So you had no objection when the Sena was extending legal help to Sadhvi Pragya. It can therefore be argued, if you had no objection, then why do you object to those who are fighting for, for the Indian Mujahideen or the others? Your response to that.
Arnab, I want to make 2-3 points if you allow me. The first point being that today is a day where the nation should have been united in paying homage to Kargil martyrs. Instead, we have a union minister making an extremely irresponsible remark, giving not only a clean chit, but also virtually denying the very existence of a terrorist organization that has been banned not only in India, but also the United States, the UK. It's ironical that a year back in the House of Commons, in the United Kingdom, the government of the UK and the opposition unitedly said that the Indian Mujahideen conducts dastardly attacks against innocent civilians and wants to maximize casualties, and hence the UK banned the Indian Mujahideen. Now, I believe that I heard a gentleman by the name of Mr. Tyagi in his opening remarks, who represents the Congress on your channel tonight, and he said that yes, there is a perception amongst a particular community that the Indian Mujahideen does not exist. You had asked in your conversation, I don't know whether it was with Mr. Ketkar or Mr. Bharat Kumar Raut, whether this is by design. And I do believe, I agree with you, I think there is a method to this madness. It is not possible for a union minister to be unaware of the fact that as we speak on the Ministry of Home Affairs website, Indian Mujahideen is listed on serial number 55 as a banned terrorist organization. It is not possible that a union minister is unaware of the fact that Yassin Bhatkal is one of the most wanted on the NIA's list and there is a red corner notice against him. Since Mr. Abid Rasool Khan on your channel says that he does not have information and Mr. Rahman Khan might have additional confidential information, let me highlight here, and this is something that only the Times Now team can check, that around the mid of July this year,
I never said that I have information. I have said that the information what is available with Mr. Rahman Khan, I am not privy to
what
that.
information can he have? What information can he have? No, what information are you talking about?
Answer your comments.
Arnab,
that you should ask him. How am I to answer that? You should ask him. You should get him onto your channel and ask him.
In the special NIA court in Patiala House during mid-July 2013, the NIA has filed before the Honorable Court details about the Indian Mujahideen's financing and operative organization, details pertaining to that. I'm sure that somebody in the government can...
charge sheet against the other organizations. Same NIA, when it filed charge sheet in the bomb blast in Bombay and Goa, you say that it is all part.
Mr. Khan, since you are so bothered about the welfare of the minorities in our country, and so is Mr. Rahman Khan, given that responsibility by Government of India, given the ministry that he holds charge of, I wonder why there is another Times Now story today which ran, which did not interest the Union Minister for Minority Affairs, about children lying next to the graves of their parents, totally isolated from a community. Why did none of you reach out to those children and give them help?
I think what we are getting into. I think what we are getting into. We will settle this tonight on the news. No, we will settle this tonight on the news. I don't believe in these. No. 1 second. No. I'll tell you. Smriti, 1 minute.
I believe.
Smriti.
After your 5 rupee debate last night, which focused on
the failure of the Congress-led UPA, it is but natural for the Congress spokespersons and representatives to be in a communal competition to give out a headline-seeking line so that today we debate on it and tomorrow some congressman or congressperson comes out and terms it as their personal opinion.
Doing the politics of communalism.
So I think, like I said, there is a method to this madness. It is very normal for congressmen to give very, very controversial statements and for the Congress party the next day as the sun rises to deny it or to say that it's their personal opinion. I think this game has gone on for too long.
No, exactly. And what's the title?
Need to understand.
No, watch it. One second. Smriti, 1 minute, please.
Need to understand one thing.
Smriti, 1 minute, please.
They need to understand one thing. My request is only this, Arnab. I remember Hafid Saeed rejoicing when the Home Minister made a remark about saffron terror. Times now is not watched in isolation by only Indians. There are many who have evil designs on India who do watch what we debate and what we say. My request to you, Mr. Abid Rasul Khan, is let the Congress party fight the BJP on issues of development, on issues of merits. Do not drag in national interests and do not hurt the Indian sentiment of the stand against.
One second. Gentlemen, allow me to please come in at the stage. Please allow me, Abid Rasul Khan. 1 minute. No, 1 minute. You can't. No. 1 minute, Mr. Abid Rasul Khan. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Given enough time to Smriti Irani.
1 minute, Mr. Tyagi. 1 minute. Have some patience. 1 minute. The question here is this. Let's decide the contours of what we are debating. Okay. What is happening in India is that the Congress party has taken a decision. Anybody can say anything, and if they have said something which goes against the party line, they have a hands-off approach. It's their personal opinion. They can have a personal opinion on terror also. They can have a personal opinion on 5 rupees.
Is that a policy?
Well, I am asking here whether it's a policy, and my question therefore is this.
Does anybody have a policy of self-destruct? I mean, if this is a policy of the Congress, that means Congress is creating a policy of self-destruction.
So 1 second.
I mean, can anybody plan cacophony?
No, 1 second.
Can anybody organize chaos?
Mr. Kumar Ketkar.
There is the design in this madness.
So either you accept,
design in this madness.
which means that Congress
is... you make a controversial statement, let there be reactions, and then silently you withdraw yourself from it.
Which goes against whom? It goes against Congress.
No, how do you know it?
By the time the hornet's nest is flooded.
If you make a statement which goes against the public opinion or against public perception or if
Kumar Ketkar, no, 1 second.
I am not saying that Indian
Mr. Ketkar
exists or not.
Mr. Ketkar, would you give me a minute tonight, please? Just a minute. And the point here is this. Can a union minister be illiterate? Can a union minister be illiterate about the facts? Because the Ministry of External Affairs says that the Indian Mujahideen is at number 95 along with the Babbar Khalsa, the Jammu and Kashmir Islamic Front, the Alpha, the Al-Badr, Jamiatul Mujahideen, and at number 25 you have the Indian Mujahideen. So when a union minister says, I don't know what I'm talking about popular perception, he's saying I'm illiterate about the facts. Secondly, it's very dangerous. It's dangerous because that minister is violating the constitution. He is running down the entire internal security infrastructure of the country. He's contradicting the NIA, the Ministry of Home Affairs, all the crime branches which have acknowledged and found out about the existence of the Indian Mujahideen in charge sheets filed against the members of the group. So what he's doing, he's saying all the agencies are wrong.
Which means that there cannot be policy of this.
Well,
how can you have a self-destructive policy?
Subramaniam Swamy, I want you to come back on this. Mr. Kumar Ketkar believes this cannot be a policy, it's all accidental.
Well, I'm not saying accident.
It's all accidental.
I am saying cacophony, chaos and non-coordination at the Congress highest level.
Well,
Congress wants to create cacophony.
Watch it. Subramaniam Swamy is responding to it.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, first of all, I think it's not a policy. Congress has become like a headless chicken. It's running in different directions, thither and hither. The fact of the matter is that Indian Mujahideen was banned by India in 2008. It was banned by the United States in 2010 on its own independent verification.
11.
It was banned by UK in 2011. It was banned by New Zealand on 2012. All of them by independent verification. Now the minister is violating his oath of office if he has classified material which the NIA doesn't have, and he is using it to speak against government policy, that is a clear violation of oath of office, and he must be sacked by the Prime Minister immediately.
The Indian Mujahideen
Arnab, please, I will have to answer the questions raised by Mr.
I want to go back to Aslam Ghani, please. The question goes to Mr. Aslam Ghani, please, who's joining a debate from Srinagar. Mr. Aslam Ghani, do you think Union Minorities Affairs Minister Rahman Khan can speak up for any or all of Indian Muslims when he says they don't believe that the IM is a terror outfit or the IM exists? Does any Indian Muslim genuinely believe the IM does not exist? In any case, how is this a Hindu-Muslim issue? How can you put a religious color to a terror issue? Your views.
Mr. Khan has made a statement. He is holding a very responsible office, and in case he has made such a statement, it surprises me also, and I feel that the feeling all over goes otherwise. One thing is for sure, that any militant group cannot be tolerated by any civilized society at any cost. But the fact is that there have been false implications.
Sir, is there
on the basis?
Sir, let's not speak on the basis of ambiguities. Do you have any information? Do you have any information to say what has been alleged as false? So, I don't like this element of ambiguity, where you begin by saying, "Oh, you know, we are not happy with what the minister says, but we will go on to derive the last bit of political mileage out of this incident."
Minister's statement, as I understand, is to the extent that he says he disputes whether Indian Mujahideen exists or not. He says that it doesn't exist at all. This may be a feeling. You see, the reason is, let me be very frank about the whole issue. Reason is that there have been false implications in the militancy-related cases. Reason is for obvious that Terrorist and Disruptive Activities Act, when was in force, ultimately our Parliament in a joint session had to discuss and see that this act goes, because there has been a lot of misuse of the law. So these are the things which definitely the minorities which feel unsafe, these things work on their psyche. These things definitely
you are speaking broad generalities. I think you should either be specific or you should not just generalize. You see, I just want to understand from all the politicians. There are 3 politicians on the panel. What do you want? No, 1 second, please. You see, there have been emails that have from people who have claimed responsibility for terror attacks by people who are part of the Indian Mujahideen. You have facts at your disposal. Foreign countries have banned the Indian Mujahideen. Everywhere in the world, the Indian Mujahideen is in a terror group, is an acknowledged terror group. I think it is shameful that Indian politicians, Mr. Abid Rasool Khan, should want to politicize this issue and say, we don't know about the Indian Mujahideen. I mean, can you imagine any senator, leave alone a secretary-level person in the United States government, saying, I don't believe the Al-Qaeda exists? Even if that, would you believe any congressman or senator in the United States saying, I don't think the Al-Qaeda exists? Would you say that the Attorney General of the United States is free to say that I don't know what the Secretary of State or the US President says, I don't think the Al-Qaeda exists? And do you think the US President will then say, well, you know, it's a pre-election year, so that person has the right to have their own opinion about it? It's as ridiculous as that.
That's why you are debating it. There is a statement made which apparently seems to be a controversial statement.
No, I am asking that question to Abid Rasool Khan because I want him to accept some responsibility for what's going on in his party. Mr. Abid Rasool Khan, please tell me, this hands-off approach will have to be exposed beyond a point, won't it?
No. First of all, Arnab, the way you are interpreting me is wrong. What I said in my opening statement was that I believe the investigation agency, premier agencies of this country, when they say that some outfit is there. But then
not some outfit, the Indian Mujahideen. No, not some outfit. Not some outfit. Don't speak in generalities. Don't speak in generalities. No, I will not allow you to generalize.
There are many outfits. There are many outfits who have been banned, and there are a number of
outfits. Why are you nervous? Why are you nervous to say today that the Indian Mujahideen?
I have made it very clear. I have made it very clear in my opening statement. Now also I am making it very clear. I believe in the premier investigation of the agencies of this country and in the Home Minister's statement. When I am saying that, why are you trying to interpret it in a different way?
No. Well, I think think that you are giving too much leeway to your union minister and your party leadership. Your party leadership is giving absolute leeway to your union minister.
I am being very straight. I am being more straight today to you. I have been talking on the exactly to the point.
Wait, please explain this to me, Mr. Abid Rasool Khan. Just one more question to you. Tomorrow, will the union ministers in your government also go ahead and say, we don't think the Lashkar-e-Toiba is a terror group? We think that they are a non-profit organization, as the government of Pakistan says. You think that's also going to be fashionable? And you think tomorrow then, you are going to take this as some slogan and say that we'll make it a minority-majority issue? The biggest problem, Mr. Abid Rasool Khan, the biggest problem with politicians is...
Let me complete
1 minute. The biggest problem with...
I got your question very clear.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm answering it.
Go ahead.
Give me a chance. You're not giving me a chance at all. Everybody gets a chance to answer and I get only
You're getting more time than the others.
The point here is, before coming to the debate, I had made it very clear that I'm not representing the Congress party. I'm representing a statutory body.
So that's
when I talked about that, I am making it clear that whatever is the premier investigation agencies and whatever findings of the court of this country are there, I believe in that. I'm not like
so your union minister
panel who believe partly and who don't believe partly.
The union minister, your union minister does not believe in that. And unless there is action against the union minister, then you actually encouraging you are encouraging more people.
He has said this is the perception among the community.
Who is he to say that?
Said this is the perception among the community. He has never said I don't believe it or I believe in it.
Smriti Irani, the Congress representative who is refusing to be identified as a Congress representative, though the fact is he may not be a Congress spokesperson, but he is a Congress leader, is hiding behind the veil of the fact that again this is the perception of the Muslim community.
No, absolutely not.
He is saying this is the perception of the Muslim community. Smriti Irani.
I have been with Mr. Abid Rasool Khan on other channels and debates where he happily represented the Congress party. I know today is a very uncomfortable question that is posed before him.
But after taking
and I want to say what is extremely... Allow me, Mr. Khan. I think what is most offensive about the statement that Rahman Khan has said, apart from the challenge with regards to oath of office that Mr. Swami is speaking about, is the fact that he feels that this will endear him to Muslims in the country.
Yes.
If he gives a clean chit to the Indian Mujahideen. That for me is offensive as an Indian.
Yeah.
The fact that the union minister thinks that he'll be highly thought of, or the Muslim community will embrace him because he gives a clean chit to a terrorist organization is what is equally offensive about this statement, and that is something that the Congress party needs to think about.
And that is what bothers you, Simriti.
No, what do you mean? What do you mean it bothers everybody across the country, Mr. Ghoni? It doesn't bother you that there are politicians who are giving a terror...
Listen,
1 minute.
Listen.
No, it doesn't bother you that there are politicians who are giving terror a Hindu-Muslim angle? It doesn't bother you?
Don't politicize these things. Don't politicize these things.
Who's politicizing it?
It's not good for the country.
Who's politicizing it? Who's politicizing it? It is people like Rahman Khan who are politicizing it by giving it a Hindu-Muslim angle.
No.
And if you are backing him, then you too are politicizing it.
Who? I am not politicizing it at all.
Okay.
I am telling you that kindly take into consideration the integrity of the country and take into consideration
that's homilies.
That is what I'm trying to tell you.
Mr. Aslam Ghoni, you're preaching on the Newshour.
BJP,
now you're preaching.
The way the political parties...
No, 1 second. Mr. Ghoni, now you're preaching and those are homilies. I will ask you one thing and give me a straight answer. After that, I'll take a response from Subramaniam Swamy. Today, the union minister says, if there are real people involved, when he's talking about terror groups, please engage the Muslim community. Take the community's moderate leadership into confidence. Who will guide them? The police, IB or CBI? Or you ask the moderate leadership of every section of society, whether it's Hindu or Muslim, and give them the task of de-radicalization. Entrust these people to society, to religious groups. So by saying so, Mr. Ghoni, the union minister is giving it a completely religious color. And I find it reprehensible that you should try and be double-edged in your response to it. I don't know whether you are scared of simply going out there and saying that by trying to give the Indian Mujahideen the stamp of a group that holds any affiliation to a community, you should have said they are insulting the entire Muslim community. But it appears, Mr. Ghoni, you don't have the courage or conviction to say so.
Why?
I don't know why. You should tell me why.
I do have courage to say anything on your channel, but only if I feel that everything is being dealt with fairly.
Mr. Goni,
listen,
one second. Mr. Goni, this is...
You are not answering my word. See, I took one point. I said, don't you believe that there are false implications only because some people belong to a particular minority? Do you dispute this statement?
Well, I think by trying to say so, that is what politicians say.
I'm out of the debate.
That is what politicians say. There you are. That is what certain politicians say.
This is a common citizen saying.
No, that is
common citizen saying, not a politician
which
saying.
Common citizen? When these
This is a common citizen. You dispute this statement. Let any person on the panel dispute this statement.
You see, that's ridiculous that you are trying to give. You see, it is politicians. It is. Subramaniam Swami is responding to you. Subramaniam Swami's turn. Subramaniam Swami.
I just want to know that if it is the perception of a minister of the government, will any other minister or the Prime Minister or the Cabinet Secretary either say this is false or say it is true? None of them are, no one is speaking out, not even office bearer of the Congress party is saying that the IIM is an figment of imagination. No, he's a minister, and if a minister says, it means that he's speaking on behalf of the cabinet. There is no such thing as minister speaking on his own, or giving his own opinion. He is not supposed to. It's a collective responsibility.
Arnavji, I would like to answer
the
question.
Also.
And why is the religious angle being given in the first place? This is what Rahman Khan says. Rahman Khan says, with such a large population, have you ever found a single Indian Muslim going and supporting terrorists in Kashmir? This is the kind of irresponsible comment the Minorities Affairs Minister is saying, where a minister sworn to the Indian Constitution is giving a Hindu-Muslim religious angle to terrorism. I don't understand today why you cannot throw your political affiliations, biases and prejudices aside, Mr. Abid Rasool Khan, Mr. Rajiv Tyagi, and with the greatest of respect to Mr. Aslam Goni as well. And why you can't say it is time to address terror as as an Indian. There's no soul searching involved that you need to do that. Smriti Irani is coming back to the debate. Yes, Smriti.
Me?
Yes, Smriti.
No, there's one thing that I wanted to bring to the table, Arnab, in this conversation. The fact that everybody, there are some people with registered political interest who wave the victimization flag. They need to understand that though the SIMI was banned in 2001 after the 9/11 attacks, the SIMI was actually formed as a student wing of the Jamaat-e-Islami Hind in 1977. The Jamaat-e-Islami itself was formed in 1929. Now, the formation of these organizations was purely on the basis that they are against the Indian state. They have absolutely no value given to the Indian constitution. That an organization like the SIMI has had relationships and working relationships with organizations like the LET, the HUJI, funded by the ISI. Hence, I implore on your channel tonight that though we as political organizations in the forthcoming elections will debate out issues of development, policy paralysis, bad governance, do not harm internal security issues
Irani should be reminded
with regards to India
Smriti,
for
you should be
settling
reminded.
political scores or for playing up to vote bank politics.
Smriti
That's my
Irani-
only request on this channel tonight.
Smriti Irani, you should be reminded that Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh did not celebrate Independence Day 15th August for something like 30 years. It did not believe that Indian independence is there. It did not believe that this constitution is respectable because they did not believe in partition.
I totally deny what you are saying, sir.
This is
First,
not some kind of...
I am not a representative of the RSS. I am a representative of the BJP.
But this is not my information.
I totally reject what you are saying with regards to the RSS. But I am also
saying this is a
Mr.
fact
Ketkar,
recorded
I also
in
find
history.
it interesting.
This is a fact recorded in history of the
also find it interesting
everybody knows it,
that
and
in the
RSS
absence
used
of
to have
Congress
even black
representatives
flags.
putting up a
RSS used to
defense
have
on this
even-
platform,
No, one second. Kumar,
you are very quick to jump the gun to save them. My request to you is very simple.
Throw away the politics from
Because
it.
she brought in
No, let her. No,
that
one
it
second.
does not believe
No,
in
what-
independence and constitution.
What's-
RSS
what's-
does not
My
believe
request to
in
Mr.
independence.
One second,
Ketkar is very simple.
You're almost
also
30 years.
say-
Mr.
You're
Ketkar,
almost
Goswami,
30 years.
Mr. Ket-
And Mr. Subramanian Swami had
Mr. Ketkar,
demanded,
Mr.
Subramanian Swami had
Mr.
demanded
Ketkar,
that voting rights of the Muslims should be taken away.
Mr.
Disfranchisement of the Muslims is what he had demanded.
You see,
So was he supporting
may I
constitution?
say-
Was Mr. Swami supporting constitution when
May
he
I
demanded
say-
voting rights should be taken away?
One second, Mr.
So
Ketkar.
who's talking of constitution? Who's talking of
Now-
independence?
Arnab,
One second. Before Subramanian
Now-
Swami comes in,
Now,
allow me one
one second.
interjection,
Subramaniam
please.
Swami is going to come in 1 second. But before Subramaniam Swami comes in, I would like to say one thing. We want to stay to the course of this debate. And this debate is about the irresponsible comments of Rahman Khan and even Shakil Ahmed. Shakil Ahmed, who triggered a controversy with his comments about the formation of the Indian Mujahideen and its link to the Gujarat riots, has himself acknowledged the group's existence. Rahman Khan says India's Muslims believe the organization does not exist. Who is he to speak for Indian Muslims? And why is the Congress party and the leadership and the government allowing him to speak for Indian Muslims?
Whether he has any authority to speak on behalf of Muslims or not, that is different.
Who is contradicting him?
How can a minister who has taken oath of the on the constitution can communalize this issue? The basic question is that I think here as a panel we should ask Rahman Khan to withdraw his statement immediately
and why is he saying
apologize the nation for such irresponsible behavior.
Why is he?
If Subramanian Swami can say
Subramanian Swami is
beyond
not-
constitution, just because it was some time ago, that doesn't mean it is justified.
One second. Can Subramaniam Swami speak for himself? The question is put for him. Mr. Swami, it's time for you to respond.
well, Mr. Ketkar, you see, he's got a phobia about RSS, and he'll say any lies. I have never said the Muslims should be deprived of their voting rights. I only said that every
They should be
Indian
disfranchised.
should acknowledge that he belongs to this. Please now, you have spoken. You are well known for embroidering the truth, if not actually telling falsehood when it comes to RSS and anything which is pro-Hindu. The question is, I had said only this much, that all Indians belong to this country because the DNA studies show we are of the same blood genetic structure, and therefore Muslims should also acknowledge that their ancestors are from this country. And if they are not, don't acknowledge, then of course
I don't think. I think by throwing such a challenge. No. 1 second. I want to say this to Subramaniam Swami with great respect, sir. You are a very senior politician and a very erudite person and a man of great political and academic eminence. But may I request you, Dr. Subramaniam Swami, that at this stage of our country's existence, and never in the past or in the future should we ask anyone from any community just because they are from a community or that community to have to prove their Indianness. And I don't think the Muslim community in India needs to have to prove their Indianness.
I am asking all Indians.
No, well,
I'm not asking him to prove any one community.
Well,
prove.
just as I'm
asking all Indians to declare that their ancestors are Hindus.
Well, no, I don't think so. I don't think you need to make provocative comments like that, Mr. Subramaniam Swami.
That's not provocative. That is what genetics says. That's what DNA says.
Subramaniam Swami should
No,
not
Mr.
like
Subramaniam
this.
Swami, you see, Mr. Subramaniam Swami, this is the competitive politics.
How can I talk about my ancestors being Hindu?
This is the competitive.
We are diverting the issue like anything. That is not the issue for which I'm invited to talk here.
No, I think
Can we doubt the loyalty of each and every Muslim of this country? Can we doubt that?
Absolutely
we can't
not.
doubt that. And we can't doubt that. And second thing, can we take the guarantee of each and every Hindu that he or she is loyal to the country itself? There are several instances in the history, what Ambi has done to the nation, what Jachan has done to the nation, and there are several instances when we have seen that Hindus were doing spying against the country. So it's a country of Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai. We all are together. We all together can work for the building of this nation. So my point is that BJP always communalize the issue, and it's a bad thing for the nation. It's a growing nation, and we must all work together to build this nation in a nice free.
Well, I think we need to acknowledge one thing, that this people...
may I say...
And one thing I would like to tell, to Smriti Irani, that there is a Sanskrit couplet that Dharmen hina pashubi samana, which means if we don't believe in religion, we are just like animals. And religion teaches us tolerance, religion teaches us harmony, and we are for the harmony. Congress is for the harmony. Congress is for the Hindus,
that's all right,
Congress
but
is for the Muslims.
that's all right.
Tell that to Rahman Khan. Tell that to Rahman Khan.
No, Mr. Arnab Goswami.
Mr. Rahman Khan has said only one thing. That he has said only one thing.
Mr. Rahman Khan, you know, don't try and... One sec. Rajiv Tyagi, please, 1 minute. Rajiv Tyagi, 1 minute. Rahman Khan is, you know, he should understand the people of this country will see through his terribly transparent game plan. You know, people are smarter than politicians sometimes think. Here is Rahman Khan. Last week, one second. Last week, Rahman Khan says, well, you know, let's have different courts, fast-track courts to look at cases of, the task force to monitor and review terror cases against Muslims. Now he says, well, I don't know if the Indian Mujahideen exists, Muslims don't think it exists. What Rahman Khan is trying to do is trying to communalize the atmosphere in the country ahead of the election. But Mr. Tyagi, I think Congress leaders like you should go to Rahman Khan and say, the Muslim community will see through what you are trying to do. Nobody in India will take you seriously.
No, he is not. He is not communalizing that issue. It's a very... Indian Mujahideen exists there.
It's a very...
But there is a general perception among the Muslims.
Mr. Tyagi, I don't know. Mr. Tyagi, I have only one thing to say for what Rahman Khan is doing and for other politics. It's a very crude, dangerous and unthought attempt to somehow do competitive communal politics with those on the right before the election. I think that's something that everyone's going to see through, which I'm coming to next.
On the part of BJP,
which I'm coming to next.
Because on the part of BJP, Mr.
It's not a monologue between you and me. I'd like to get Subramaniam Swamy in at this stage.
I'm a Hindu nationalist. What was that?
Subramaniam Swamy.
What was that? When Mr. Modi said that I'm a Hindu nationalist, what was that? Everybody is a patriot.
Who is this?
Whether he is
that's Rajiv Tyagi of the Congress.
Whether he is Hindu,
He's not saying I am nationalist Hindu.
I think Mr. Tyagi's interventions, Mr. Goswami, in fact seal the expression that I, portrayed on your channel tonight, that there is a method to this madness. That when the government wants to shy away from a debate on issues of governance, it plays the communal card. First it did it through spokespersons, now it is doing through the union minister.
We are not discussing this governance.
Mr. Tyagi,
1 minute.
I know you're excited about meeting Arnab on Times Now for the first time. Allow me to finish what I have to say.
Yeah.
I completely understand your excitement about talking to Arnab, but allow me to finish.
To you also.
The one question which goes unanswered on this channel tonight is why a union minister with the knowledge, this is a union minister who also served as a deputy chairperson of the Rajya Sabha,
Absolutely.
who was witness to many a debates on the floor of the House about how the Indian Mujahideen is spreading its terror networks, killing innocent Indians. Mr. Tyagi, in your excitement, I implore you, just carry one message of mine to Mr. Rahman Khan, who's a senior politician, that in the Jaipur blast, 63 Indian dies, in Delhi, 12 dies. You're a Congress representative, aren't you? Or are you giving that up, as Mr. Abid Rasool Khan tonight on this show? Tell Mr. Rahman Khan that the blood of innocence is on the hands of Indian Mujahideen.
I'm a congressman by heart.
No, whatever, let her complete her comments.
And you're telling me Rahman Khan is not a congressman at heart?
Tell Rahman
Khan that apart from the Indian Mujahideen having the blood of innocence on their hand, today he has also given his 2 bits.
You see, what is very embarrassing, ladies and gentlemen, you know what is very embarrassing? I have 3 minutes on the debate. Abid Rasool Khan.
This is absurd.
Abid Rasool Khan, what is very embarrassing now is the Home Minister of it. You know, Mr. Shinde is causing great embarrassment. Because here it is that the Home Minister is being contradicted by the Minority Affairs Minister. And the Home Minister should tell the Minorities Affairs Minister, if you don't believe in your government, sit on a dharna outside North Block. Declare that you are not part of this government, that you have no allegiance to the constitution, and do what you do. And I will also tell Sonia Gandhi to sack you from the government. But the problem is that Sushil Kumar Shinde is saying nothing, and the Congress party leadership is maintaining
the Prime Minister does the sacking, not Sonia Gandhi.
Yeah, so whatever, Prime Minister has to do the sacking.
Mr. Swami,
And
the Prime Minister
Sonia
hardly
Gandhi has
talks.
to approve. Well, the question is this, that either Mr. Rahman Khan is in the government or not in the government. And if he's in the government, he's insulting the intelligence of the people of this country and those who have suffered at the hands of terror by
He's
trying to
insulting
create
the
this
Indian
confusion, Mr.
Constitution,
Abid Rasul Khan. I'm sure you'll agree with me. I'm sure you'll agree with me as a citizen, because you began by saying I'm not coming as a congressman, but as a citizen. Yeah. Can I ask you, as a citizen of India, is the Minorities Affairs Minister embarrassing you or not?
If you give me a chance, Arnab, if you give me a chance, I will respond, but I have not been given a chance today. The point here is what Mr. Rahman Khan has said. The first thing is, it is better on your channel you call him and ask him the straight questions to him to answer your queries. You have the capacity to call him, and I know you will call him. Secondly, how the government needs to react, we have to wait and see. We cannot decide it on this channel. We cannot take a decision on what the government has reacted by not reacting. Thirdly, I would like to say this. Let me complete. You are not giving me a chance.
Where is the government response?
Third thing, Smriti ji, you have taken a lot of time. You have patience to hear others also. Third thing I would like to say very clearly here, that Mr. Subramaniam Swamy, when he talks of one issue, he coolly forgets about the other issue of Mr. Mohan Parrikar, Chief Minister of Goa, going and meeting convicts of Sanatan Sanstha who were convicted in Bombay and Goa bomb blast in the trains.
Who is convicted?
Who is
Mr. Abid
Let me complete.
Let me intervene here. No, because what you are talking is untruth. Untruth should not go on this channel. Who is convicted?
We don't believe in the investigation.
You tell us who is convicted. Has the court of law convicted anybody?
When you are talking about natural integrity,
no, you can't go on your assumption theory and your wishful theory. Has anybody been convicted? Mr. Rasul Khan, I'm asking one point blank question.
Well, number 34, food for thought. Food for thought as I close the debate is this. Food for thought. Food for thought. I have one point.
Please allow me one last question to Mr. Khan.
Mr. Khan, you're getting a rebut from Smriti Irani. She says, I want one last question to Rahman Khan.
I just
go
have
ahead.
one question,
yeah, go ahead.
Abid Rasul Khan. Since you're on Times Now tonight as a citizen and not as a Congress leader, as a citizen, I ask you, from one citizen to another, are you appalled and do you condemn the Union Minister's assertion that the Indian Mujahideen does not exist?
Do you?
I have.
Do you condemn it as an Indian citizen?
Do you? Do you or do you not?
You are a very senior leader.
I'm asking you a very simple question.
You are a very senior leader, and both of us have debated number of times. I have greatest respect for you. In my opening statement on this channel today, I said I believe in the premier investigation agencies. When I say that, you should
I'm not asking you whether you believe in the NIA or not. I'm asking you specifically whether the Union Minister's statement, his assertion that the Indian Mujahideen does not exist, do you condemn it?
Not like your party who don't believe in anything.
Do you condemn it?
Who don't even believe
is my
in the
question to you. And if you don't, Mr. Khan, then I'm absolutely right in telling Arnab Goswami there is a method to this.
I have only one food for thought. I'm running short of time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm running short of time, ladies and gentlemen. I have just one point to say. No, one point to say. I have one thing to say. That number 29 on that list, I find the Dukhtarane-e-Millat. But importantly, number 21 on that list of banned organizations is the LTTE. And number 34 on that list is the CPI Maoist. And today, if the government or the Congress does not condemn what Rahman Khan has said, then tomorrow other ministers and Congress leaders will be encouraged to say, well, I think there is no organization like the LTTE, and there is also no organization like the CPI Maoist. And if that happens and the Home Minister of India is still quiet, we'd like to ask the Home Minister a few questions. I hope the Home Minister comes, because I'm sending him an invite to come on the Monday night edition of the Newshour. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me on that debate on the Newshour tonight.